Why should you see a chiropractor after you've been in a car accident? That's what we're going to talk about today. So, welcome back to the Dr. Tony Rhodes Podcast. I am doing this podcast in our clinic where we see hundreds and hundreds of patients a week and a month here in Tigard, Oregon. And so, I am mostly going to be speaking to anyone that's been in a car accident in this state of Oregon, and more specifically in the Tigard metro area. So I'm recording this to help educate anyone that has suffered injuries from a car accident. So please share this with anyone that is going through an accident that's has injuries and maybe is just a little confused and doesn't know what to do. And this is a great episode talking about common injuries that happen after an accident and how chiropractors and why I think chiropractors that have experience with treating auto injuries really should be your go-to people or medical professionals when you've been in a car accident. So let's break this down. So let's talk about, first of all, what are some of the common injuries for people that have been in car accidents. So I've been doing this for about 15 years. My wife was in a really bad T-bone accident that essentially ended her chiropractic career. So we've been through it. That's really what, educated me on the ins and outs and all the different kinds of doctors and tests that are needed, and knowing just how to navigate this whole situation. And so, the most common injuries that we see are not life-threatening, aren't, huge broken bones. Does that happen? Absolutely. But the common, situation that happens is you're driving, especially in this area, I-5, 217, Highway 26, it's stop and go traffic. Boom, you get rear-ended. And oh my gosh, you start having neck pain. Most of us know whiplash, but neck pain, back pain. Jaw pain is another common symptom. Numbness and tingling in the shoulders, neck, arms, fingertips, legs. Let's see, headaches. That's a big one. Sprain strains, reduced memory, concentration, which is essentially a concussion. So concussions are big ones. People are like, man, I don't know why. I just feel off. Or I feel like, I don't know, there's a cloud over me, or brain fog. Disc injuries are another big one that you're not going to be able to see unless you get an MRI. And that can really be a big issue. Fractures, contusions, hematomas. These are all common injuries after a car accident. And so, what happens most of the time is someone gets in a car accident. Many times they'll go to urgent care, the ER. Hey, nothing's broke. There's no life-threatening injuries. Here is a handout on, what to kind of expect. And if you don't heal up in a week, then, contact your primary. That's a very common scenario. And so I really think, and I suggest for, any folks that have been in a car accident to call a good chiro that has, experience with handling auto injuries. It's not to say that primaries aren't amazing. It's just, this is really our bread and butter. A lot of chiros have been doing this for, decades and know the injuries, know the tests. And especially in our state, a good chiro can really be your go-to to help you with the proper referrals, to give you the right tools at home, to know the right tests to order. So, at our clinic at Rhodes Chiropractic, we can actually do the x-rays right on site. So there's certain areas of, like in Canada, a lot of chiros can't order these kind of tests. And many chiro clinics don't have x-rays in-house. The beautiful thing with what we do is we're doing the history, we're doing the exam, and then we're doing the x-rays. So we really can put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and right on the spot, we can get additional views. If you send out to an imaging center and then you see something that you're not sure what you're seeing, and you got to send them back for additional views where we can do it right on the spot. That is the beautiful thing. And so you do not need a referral to see us. We're what is called a portal of entry physician. So you don't need a referral to see us. That is something that people don't understand. They think it's, that they need to go to their primary first, then see us. So you don't need a referral. You can come straight to us. We can take the x-rays and make sure that nothing, really bad is wrong. But have we caught broken bones? Yes, we have, and broken ribs. And so getting x-rays many times is, one of the first things that we do, obviously after a good history and exam. So, because sometimes with an injury, you can actually, you can get hypermobility in your neck. So, you have so much impact to your neck. The ligaments are stretched beyond where they should be. So there's too much movement in your body, and we would not want to adjust those areas. So getting a good set of x-rays is usually key. And if needed, as things progress, chiros can order CT scans. That's not a super common one, but the more common tests that we can order and that people don't realize that chiropractors in Oregon can order are MRIs. So MRIs show us the muscles, ligaments, tendons. They show us the nerve. They show us discs. They show us even more detail about the bone. I just had a patient this year that came in, some foot pain, seemed like a sprain, but let's just make sure it's not broke. Took x-rays, no obvious fracture, was still causing a lot of pain. So we ordered an MRI, and what do you know? Massive swelling on the MRI. It was like, clear as day, and a stress fracture in there. Okay. All right. So we don't want to be, adjusting that bone. So we got him in a boot and let it heal up. So chiropractors can order MRIs. Usually we're ordering MRIs, and we can for neck and back, because common injuries, like I was saying before, after a car accident, are disc injuries. So you have these little shock absorbing discs between your bones. I tell people it's like shocks to a car. If you have no shocks in your car, it's not going to work like it should. It's going to be a rough ride. So many times people will get disc tears. There can be tears in the disc, and that can really cause a lot of problems. And so we can order those tests. You do not need a referral from your MD. We can also order things like nerve conduction studies. We can refer to our network of doctors that really specialize in treating auto injuries. So there's some docs that, that's not really their bread and butter. That's not their niche. Whereas we have a network of doctors that are used to seeing this. So, if I had a certain heart condition and I needed a heart valve replacement, I want to go to a doctor that sees that condition over and over and over and knows exactly what to do with it. So, same thing here. We see hundreds and hundreds of patients that have been in accidents, so we know what to look for, when to order these tests, and what doctors to include into your treatment team. So you really will likely have a team of doctors that are helping you out. And so, but sometimes we can handle everything in-house. So we have 5 amazing doctors here. We have, 7 massage therapists. So for mild, moderate, car accidents, often we can handle that. But many times we need to include acupuncture. So we can refer you out for acupuncture. You don't need a referral for massage. We can refer you for massage to our people, or if you have your own person you want to go see. Many times we are referring people out to concussion clinics. So that is a common condition diagnosis that gets missed. It's like yeah, I'm just out of it. I'm dazed. In a day or two, that can happen and it should heal up if it's real mild. But if that's going on for weeks and months, you absolutely need to get that properly diagnosed and treated. Um, Chiros can refer to MDs. So we have a team of MDs, not on staff, but that have their own clinics here in this area that can do the nerve conduction studies, that can do injections, something called a nerve ablation. Um, and if, these conservative treatment efforts aren't working, we know the neurosurgeons that do a great job that won't just do surgery just because or just for financial incentives. They're going to do a good job and only do surgery as a last resort. So we know the good ones here in town to use. Great physical therapists. So we can really help you navigate, go to this doctor, go to that one, get this test, get that one. We've done it so many times. The other thing that can be on people's minds is, geez, this is going to cost a lot of money, isn't it? We know how to handle and bill your auto insurance. So again, we have expert billers that have been in the industry for 30 years that know how to bill the claim. So you'll likely, if you have State farmers, they're the ones, your own auto insurance is going to be the one paying the bill, not the person that hit you. So it goes through your insurance initially. So we'll help you with that. Some people give us the other party's claim number, but for your medical, it goes through your auto insurance initially. So many times your auto insurance will get recouped, but I mean, maybe that person that hit you doesn't have any insurance. So it's going to go through yours no matter what in the beginning. So, and in Oregon, you have to have, it's a state law, $15,000 in personal injury protection. So that's going to help you, with the financial side of getting whatever care, is medically necessary. So you could get, let's say you got in an accident and you went to urgent care and then you're like, what do I do from here? Call your insurance person. Hey, I got in a car accident. They'll give you a claim number. You just give that to an office like ours. And then you should have up to $15,000 to get, medical care. And it includes chiropractic. It includes massage, anything that's deemed medically necessary. It will cover the x-rays. If we order MRIs, it'll cover that. So you really shouldn't, unless your, medical costs exceed the $15,000, you shouldn't have to use your own commercial insurance. It'll also, and we're equipped to help people with this with home care. So with getting the proper pillows, sometimes we'll prescribe supplements that can help heal concussions or muscles or sprained strains. So there's home tools that we want people to use. And if, they don't have them, we can order them. I've even ordered inversion tables for patients and just drop shipped them straight to their house because their accident, they had a bad lower back disc injury. And so I want them to do decompression daily. Well, I'm not going to have them in the clinic daily. So I'm drop shipping an inversion table to their house. So, these are just things that, I don't think, a primary care doctor's ready to do or has the time to do, whereas we know how to do this. And these are a lot of the reasons why I think seeing a good chiro is like a go-to, absolutely, if you've been in a car accident. So those really are the, top reasons of why I think you should involve a good chiropractor in your medical care after a car accident. So please share this with anyone that might be going through this and let them know, hey, there's some information you might need to know. Give this a listen. And if you have any questions that maybe I wasn't able to, answer here on the podcast, please give us a call. Google, Rhodes Chiropractic Tigard. We would love to help you out. We provide free consultations. So I hope that helps and have a great day.